Hi everyone, welcome to Traveling Misknits. My name is Pia and I am so happy that you're joining me here in Texas today. So Happy New Year! I hope everyone had a good start to 2025. I sure had a very nice start to the year. I don't know, I think this is going to be a year of calm and contentment. I feel like I have arrived in a sense. I feel very comfortable in my life, and I am of course over the moon happy to be here in Texas with my family. I am enjoying this quiet chaos that is life with little children. Today we are going to look back at 2024 in terms of crafting. I am not going to do one of those beautifully curated year in review videos. There are so many out there of those and I love them, but I have two excellent reasons for not doing one myself. The first being my life. I don't know how I would ever get all of my makes together in one place. I mean, they're scattered between Texas, Denmark, Italy, and also this year I actually did gift quite a few of my makes. The other reason is that's really about me being considerate. It would be way too long. I would bore you to tears because I did finish, and I need to double check, but yeah, I did finish 79 projects last year, which is ridiculous. But I'm gonna break down the numbers and talk a little bit about what I have learned from the numbers. It is the first time that I have ever managed to keep track of my projects throughout a full year. So it's quite exciting for me to be able to do this and learn from it. After that, I'm going to show you the two last finished objects of 24 and the three first cast-ons of 25. So I hope you're knitting comfortably because this may take a while. But yeah, as I said, 79 finished objects last year, which is by any standards a lot. I will say though that these 79, they do include small things like bookmarks or 20-minute amigurumi and little scarves and stuff like that. But they also do include 3 blankets and 31 garments, which again, ridiculous. But I love all of my sweaters, my vests, my tops, my cardigans, particularly my cardigans. This has been the year of the cardigan. I have made quite a few and I have gotten a lot of wear out of them. Of the 79 finished objects, 55 were knitted, but actually 24 were crochet, which is again a lot and not usual, I think, for me. I don't really consider myself a crocheter. I'm a knitter, and then I like to dabble in crochet, and I'm not even really good at it. I just enjoy it a lot. I gifted 33 of my finished objects, and that was mainly sweaters for my 4 grandsons, and it was some accessories for all of the grandchildren, and then it was a lot of amigurumi for, in particular, my granddaughter who loves little stuffies. But I also gifted 2 blankets. I gifted one to Isabella and one to little John. So only one of the blankets was for myself, and that was my summer fade hexie that I crocheted throughout December. I made, let us see here, I made 3 pairs of socks, which is ridiculous because I love wearing hand knitted socks. I really, and I actually also kind of like knitting socks. It's a very practical little project to carry around with me. I do want to get into sock knitting more. I want to crack the code. I want to figure out how to knit the socks so that I love the process and the finished product. I can see going through the socks that I knitted previously that it was a good thing that I started last year knitting sock tubes and then putting in afterthought heels, because again, putting in a heel, it just throws off my gauge. And I do want to try, there's a Danish sock, Gudrun socks. I don't know that that pattern has been translated. I do want to try those because it seems like there are no short rows or no knitting a heel flap and gusset and all of that. It looks like she just creates the extra space with some ribbing and a lot of increases. I do want to look into those. But on the other hand, knitting a sock tube is just so convenient, so easy. Another thing I can see is that I am quite hard wearing on my socks. I wear through them in no time. So what I am probably going to do is I'm going to focus on the sturdier sock yarns like the Patton's Croy. That is a workhorse of a sock yarn, and also the Drops Fable. Those are a little more hardy than the very soft and fine hand-dyed sock yarns. Also, I'm going to go down a needle size. I'm going to go down to a 2mm. I have been knitting socks on 2.25, but I am quite a relaxed knitter, so maybe going down one more needle size will give me a tighter material that maybe I won't wear through it as fast. But yeah, I do kind of want 2025 to be the year of socks and blankets, because I love working on the blankets. That's just something that is so soothing and calming to me, working on a blanket. And I do love wearing hand knit socks, as I said, and also they're quite practical projects. And we are going to look at the first 3 cast-ons for the year in just a little bit. But let me just tell you right off the bat, there are no socks in there. So that's, you know, the mind makes a decision and then the heart just overrules it. Also because knitting and crochet, that's my happy place. I don't want to be forcing myself. I am happy to force myself to finish stuff. If I have started something and I lose steam, but I still really want the finished object, then I am more than happy to force myself to just sit myself down and finish it. But in choosing the projects that I want to cast on, I'm not very disciplined, and I actually don't want to be very disciplined. I am happy to just cast on whatever my heart longs for. Let me see here. Yeah, I guess that what the numbers told me was I don't need more knitted garments. 31 knitted garments in 1 year. It does include big, heavy sweaters. It includes little vests and tops like this one, and also some summer tops, my Chima tee, my Trimezzo tank. But yeah, mostly sweaters and cardigans. I knit a lot of cardigans this year because, again, I love them and I do get an awful lot of wear out of them. I published 13 patterns, which is also way too much. It's even though a lot of those patterns were patterns from the book that never happened, so they were already written, they were tested, and they were tech edited. I still wanted to knit up an extra sample. I needed to go through the patterns, maybe even make some changes in some of them. I needed to do the layout and the translation. So it's been a lot of work, and I am gonna slow myself down for sure this year. The most popular patterns that I published this year was my Chima tee, my Christmas cactus, and then my Trimezzo tank. Those are the patterns that have sold the most copies. And oh, and also my cat number 6. I also sold an awful lot of those. I don't remember if that was the 3rd most popular or the 4th most popular, but it's definitely up there. So I don't really know what that tells me, other than, well, if I love someone, then if I love something that I make, then there's also going to be someone out there who loves it too. And also, when I design for fun. It's not a business for me. I design for fun, and also because nothing makes me happier than to see someone else knitting up one of my designs, wearing it. I get this of happiness every time that happens. But yeah, definitely slowing my roll on the design front of things this year. Another thing that I want to focus on this year is summer garments and accessories, because I love my knits. I love to be able to wear them. I have never really, I don't know, camisoles and tank tops, and I don't really wear them, to be honest. What I wear a lot are knitted t-shirts, like the one behind me. This is Scrappy Triangles. I wear those a lot when we're in Denmark for summer, because they're perfect for most days of Danish summer. But I would like to make more of the garments that can also be used in Italy or even here in Texas, something that is also good in very hot weather. Last year I had this epic make of the year, the Better World dress that I wore for Christmas. I didn't bring it with me because I am hoping to see some Texas winter, and it's not a winter dress, it's a summer dress. I love that dress, and that is definitely suitable for even the hottest weather. So one of the things that I have cast on this year is actually another Better World dress, only I am not crocheting this as a dress, but rather as a top. I got the idea as I was working on the dress at one point. I think it was for my Danish podcast, actually. I was trying on the dress and it came to, around my waist. And I was like, this looks really cute. So I decided to go ahead and try it out. the pattern for the Better World dress is very good for that, because she makes these pattern sections that finishes off a motif, if you will. So if you look at this, you can see that there's a couple of motifs here. I don't know if you can see. Here you can see it. There's a number of motifs starting from the top and going down over the dress. And in the pattern, it is obvious when you finish a motif. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crochet until I'm just below the chest. Then I'm actually going to go to the end of the pattern where there's like a very simple netting and then a border. So that's my plan for this, to make it into a summer top, summer tee, by working up the top portion and the bottom portion. I hope I can make it happen. I'll of course have to shuffle a little with the stitch count and whatnot, but it's gonna be fine. I'll figure it out. If it turns out to be too complicated, I am just gonna follow the pattern until I reach a length that I like, and then just finish it off there. I have made one change. This is a one size pattern, and you then you distinguish the sizes as you separate body and sleeve. So if you want a larger body, you're gonna have smaller sleeves, and vice versa. If you want a smaller body, you're gonna have wider sleeves. I did take out one repeat. It is a 17 repeat round, and I only cast on for a 16, and that is working out perfectly. It's, yeah, working up exactly as I want it to, and I am enjoying this. It is very engaging. It is obviously also, as you can easily tell, very involved. But I will say that most of the rounds, once you have worked the first repeat, then you're able to just continue. I have been watching some television, not something that I needed to be like really looking at, but something just entertainment, and that has been okay. I wouldn't be able to read and crochet with this one, but I'm definitely able to be watching some television, listening to an audiobook. It's not perfect for conversation, for being together with people. So this is what I am working on in the evenings when the kids are asleep and we're all just relaxing here, or in the mornings, because I'm still a bit jet lagged. I wake up early and then I can sit and work a couple of rounds on this. I am just using some regular cotton. This is, I don't know this brand. It's called Rio. I got it at some yarn shop in Denmark. I think I bought it last summer. I don't remember, to be honest. Rio, and it is just an 8/4 cotton. I am using a hook size 4mm, and I did not remember what hook size I needed. So I had to go back and watch the podcast from last spring when I cast on the first version of the Better World dress. I watched through those, and I heard myself talking about all the difficulties of getting a crochet hook and the decision to just go ahead with a 4mm. And I really like the fabric that I am creating with a 4mm hook. I don't think it looks sloppy in any way, but it is soft and drapey. It doesn't feel like a doily, it feels like a garment. So I am very, very happy with this, and I am really excited to have a Better World top. This pattern, and of course I have talked about it at length so many times because it took me forever to work up the dress. It is a free pattern. The designer just asks that you go ahead and make a donation to a charity of your own choosing, and you go ahead and brag about it. And again, I have been making extra donations to our local animal shelter because that is a place that is very near and dear to me. I love what they are doing. I also think that I am going to make a donation to the organization in Denmark that helps stray dogs in Greece. I have no idea how this organization came about, but they are doing a beautiful work down there, helping the dogs, figuring out how to make safe spaces for them, neutering them so the problem doesn't grow too fast, at least. And we have gotten 2 beautiful dogs from them, so they're going to get a donation as well. I have the stitch markers here from wonderful Ivana from the Republic of Me. I have the big one showing my beginning of round, and then I have the smaller just to hold the open stitch that I am working from. And I really like using these raisin stitch markers because even though they're big and bold and beautiful, they're very lightweight. They never pull on the fabric, so they're perfect for something like this. So all in all, just a project that brings me so much joy, and I actually also find that I am working through it just a little bit faster this time. Maybe because I have worked the pattern before, maybe because I am getting a more confident crocheter with, what was it, 24 new projects under my belt this year. So definitely something that I am itching to continue working on. Another thing that I'm working on, and let's just do all the cast-ons now, and then we can do the finished objects last time, just to change things up a little. The next thing I am working on is in this very, very practical bag from the McKinney Knittery. It is, I think it's a waxed cotton, so it's rather stiff. It does protect your project. This is very good for travel because my project just gets stuffed in my purse and then it gets pulled out and stuffed down over and over again. I find this bag very useful for that. In it is one of the contesters for my Christmas Day cast on. It did not end up being my Christmas Day cast on. I cast it on in the days of Trixmas. I don't even recall when. It is the Stromboli by Caitlin Hunter. And I cannot say enough good things about this pattern. I love how the finished tee looks. It is so beautiful. But it is also a lot of fun to work up. The lace is engaging, of course, but it's quite intuitive. I think after working the first repeat, the first 8 rounds, I had it memorized, and I have just been zooming around, not referring to the pattern even a single time. So just look, isn't it amazing? It's so pretty. You can't really see because it's scrunched up on rather small needles, but it is a pattern with a whole lot of positive ease, which I like that. I like positive ease. It is also cropped, or not cropped, but on the short side. And I am actually getting very close to the point where I am separating front and back to knit them flat. And then later pick up stitches for the sleeves and knit those in the round. With lace, I don't find that it matters terribly if you're knitting in the round or knitting flat, because you're doing knits and purls and all the fun stuff, so it doesn't bother me to be knitting the front and back separately, knitting them flat. I am using some sock yarn, some regular 80/20 sock yarn, superwash merino, so it's very soft and drapey, and it is something that I dyed up myself at some point. I don't recall when, but I love the color. I love how it's turning out, and yeah. I am using my wooden Chiaogu needles. Those are my favorite for working with softer yarns. The yarns that are a little bit slippery, the yarns that want to dance away from you. I really like the Chiaogu bamboo needles because they do have quite a lot of grip. They're not perfect for a rustic yarn, then it's not a grip, it's a pull that they have. But for something soft and slippery like a superwash sock yarn, they are absolutely perfect. So really enjoying zooming around on this. This I can definitely use as my TV knitting. I can also knit on it while having a conversation, but I'm not sure that the person I'm with would necessarily know that I am there for them, because I do have to look down from time to time. And I am also kind of at the back of my mind counting my stitches. So this is also something that is better suited for some alone time, some quality time with my knitting needles. Both of these, I would really love to finish them before mid-February, where we are going back to the Maldives. It would be great to have some really nice and airy summer tops to wear down there. I don't know that this is not going to be too hot. It might. I'll have to see once it's blocked and the lace opens up. It might be perfect. I don't know, but for sure it is a piece that I am going to love. I love how squishy it is. I keep showing you this, but it's just so squishy and so nice and so pretty, and I am really, really enjoying it. But of course, I also, oh yeah, my glasses in this project bag, because I need them. I need to be able to see what I'm doing, and I can't. Also, it's dark yarn. It's like charcoal gray. So my glasses lives there. That's a good spot for them. But yeah, I of course also had to cast on something that could knit itself while I was busy doing other things, as I like to say. Something that I can knit on while we are playing bingo, or we are sitting and chatting, or we're in the car, or whatever happens that takes my attention but doesn't take away my hands. Then I pull this out. This is in a bag from my friend Bitten, and as you know, we also have, I didn't mention that at the beginning, did I? We have a giveaway winner to announce. And what this person is getting is actually one of Bitten's bags, which I obviously didn't bring. My friend is going to ship it out when I let her know the name and address of the winner. I am getting way ahead of myself. Let me show you what's in this bag before I start talking about the other bag, right? I might end up cutting this out because that was... In here is something lovely. Something very simple. It's just a scarf. It's just a white scarf. I am not going to make it very, very long. I think I am halfway now. And if I move up into the bed, you can see I just want it like this. So, so it is possible to put it around my neck, but basically I am expecting to just wear it around my neck, pull it up if it's really cold out. But I don't want it to be very, very long. I want something that I can just wear around my neck once like this. What makes this project so special is, of course, the yarn. Look at the yarn. Isn't it beautiful? Oh my goodness. This is dog hair, spun by my friend Sanne. Sanne gifted me a big skein for my birthday, dog hair that she had spun up, and I used it for my Christmas Day cast on that I will be sharing in a moment. This is what the dog hair looks like in the skein, and this skein has been handled, so it has a little bit of floof. When you just get the skein and it hasn't been handled, it looks kind of coarse. It doesn't look like anything that would be soft and squishy and wonderful. But as soon as you start knitting with it, as soon as you start handling it, it fluffs up. And it has this incredible halo that I don't even know if it will come through on the camera. But it is amazing. Sanne wrote to me and told me that she had spun up 3 more skeins of dog hair and I could buy them if I wanted to. And of course I did. Of course I did. So I bought the yarn from her. And then I decided to only use 2 of the 3 skeins that she spun up. I decided to use the gray and the dark brown, but not the sandy beige that she also spun up. The sandy beige I have other plans for, but with only 2 skeins of the dog hair plus what was left from my Christmas Day cast on, I knew that I needed to pair it with something else to make sure that I would have enough for the scarf that I wanted. So I paired it with some Drops Air, plain and simple. Drops Air, have a bit of it here in the black colorway, which is not pitch black, it's much more of a deep charcoal gray, but it pairs so well with the dog hair. It feels so luxurious to be working on this. Plus it's just nice. It's just garter stitch going back and forth. I love garter stitch. I love the look of it. I love the squishiness of it. And I love the simplicity. I did leave my baby plate blanket at home. So this is something that to take its place while I am here. And I am really, really enjoying it. I am halfway through now, so I do need to come up with another very simple project. I do have a couple of options in the pipeline. When I packed to go over here, I packed 1 suitcase with my clothes and shoes and extra jacket because it does seem like winter is gonna come. They keep teasing that winter's gonna come. all the presents that we needed to bring, all of the stuff, toiletries, whatnot. And then another suitcase with my yarn. Because who knew if I was able to get yarn over here? Maybe it had fallen out of fashion and you wouldn't be able to. I knew I could get yarn here, but I had so many things that I wanted to knit on. And most importantly, I wanted to knit on all of the ideas I had for my Christmas Day cast on. So yeah, I did start one of them. I brought the yarn for 2 of the others. So I have something to cast on once this is finished, but right now I'm just enjoying working on it. I can tell you, if you have never knit with dog hair before, it's warm. Just putting my hands into it like this, I get all hot. It is warm. It's gonna be absolutely lovely. And that actually gives me a really nice chance to move into finished objects, because I did finish, obviously, my Christmas Day cast on. These beautiful fingerless mitts, I love them, and they are knit in dog hair as well, in the light gray, and I am using the leftovers. It doesn't even look like the same color, but it is the same color. These are the leftovers. I am using the leftovers from this in my scarf. But just look at the halo on this. It's crazy. And these are warm. I have made them with this. I'm just going to get a little bit closer right here, up into your face. But just look at this braid that I finished it with. I made it so that you can fold it up or down, so that when it's really cold, you fold it up and only the tip of your fingers are sticking out. And it still looks neat from the inside. And on a less cold day, you fold it down, you have a little more freedom of the hands. So yeah, I love these. I made this pattern a long time ago. I had it tag edited, tested. I don't know why I never published it. Now I have it in 2 versions. I have it for a fingering weight and for a sport/DK weight. I am gonna have both versions in one pattern, and I am gonna publish it as my Christmas Day cast on 2025, my CDCO 25. I had planned not to do a CDCO design this year because I was just, no. I had too many ideas and too little time, but then I made these and they were so fun and so fast to make. And I decided, no, let me get this pattern out there. Let me share this because it is a lot of fun to knit fingerless mitts. And it is a lovely small project. The last thing I finished in 2024 was, of course, Peter's wonderful sweater with the turtleneck and all of the floofy goodness. He is man enough to be wearing mohair, and I wish he was here. I don't know if you noticed before, he just went in to grab his jacket, so I guess that him and my son were going out. I will try to get some footage of him wearing the sweater later today so that I can put it in here. But yeah, this is the finished sweater in all its glory. It has a big, luxurious turtleneck. he actually folds it twice because he has a beard, and that does not leave a lot of space around the neck. It has a compound raglan, which he noticed on the first try. He was like, the shoulders are really working well. Yeah, it's a compound raglan, my dear. So you start off by only doing increases on the body, and then later you go into a usual raglan. And then I think on some of the sizes for this one, because this is also one of those patterns that are written up, tech edited, tested, but not finished. I think on some of the sizes you end with only working increases on the sleeve. I don't recall, honestly. But yeah, other than that, it is quite simple. It has lots of short rows on the back. Some of them are in the ribbing, which I really like. Some of them are just worked in the normal way, just going over the body. I find that for many men, loads of short rows all the way down the back work really, really well, because their shoulders tend to take up more space, need more fabric to be covered than female shoulders. And I have flew in my mouth, I apologize. So I find that on the men that I knit for, it really works well with loads of short rows on the back. But yeah, it's a beautiful sweater, and I love to see him wear it. He loves it so much. He wanted to wear it on the plane over here, and I was like, that might be a little bit too warm. I think when you're on a plane, you don't want to be trapped in a mohair sweater with a turtleneck. I prefer easy layers to peel off and put back on. And so, but yeah, he loves his sweater, and I am so happy that I was able to keep it a secret until the very end. He did know, because he was disciplined enough that he left the Vlogmas episode where I was talking about it and showing it, but he didn't read all of the comments, so he knew I was making a sweater for him. But he was so happy when he saw what kind of sweater it was. It is a very luxurious sweater. Probably at some point this pattern is also going to come out, but I'm not making any plans for that. I am just going to go with the flow and do whatever I like to do. And yeah, at some point I'm probably going to want one for myself, and maybe as I'm doing that, I can then also do all of the translating and lay out things and all the good stuff. But yeah, that was it. That was it for the statistics from last year and the crafting from this year. It was really fun to be able to look at everything I made last year. So I am going to try to keep myself to it this year as well. Writing down everything that I make, and maybe even making better notes. Maybe remembering to write what modifications I made to the pattern, what needle size I used, how much yarn I used, how many meters. Yeah, that would be really helpful. I remember when casting on for my third or fourth perfect little cardigan, I was trying to look back to see what size did I knit last time, and I didn't write that down. So I am trying to keep myself to some better notes this year. But the most important thing for me right now is actually making the notes, because it was fun. It was fun to sit and read through, and it also made me reflect on the things that I create and what I want with my creations. So yeah, let's see if 2024 is indeed gonna be the year of socks and blankets. Probably not, since I just cast on 2 garments and a scarf, but you know, maybe, just maybe. I think tomorrow probably my daughter-in-law and I are gonna go to Michael's. I could pick up sock yarn at Michael's. They will have sock yarn there. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. It feels like I have been talking forever. I haven't shown all that much, so probably I have just been particularly chatty today. I do apologize. I don't know. And I'm really happy I run my mouth. What can I say? I hope that you were able to hang on until now. Maybe you did take a break. I hope that you came back, because I do have a giveaway winner to announce. On the last day of Vlogmas, I started a Christmas giveaway. It is a project bag, a beautiful project bag made by my friend Bitten. I cannot show you the project bag. I didn't bring it. I left it at home with instructions for my friend to mail it out once I had found a winner. I didn't even take a photo, which is ridiculous. But if you want to see the bag, you can go back to the last episode of Vlogmas. It is beautiful. I did pick a winner yesterday, or rather the YouTube comment picker picked a winner, and I am gonna add the comment here on the screen. It is Hasta la Bianca 7116 who wrote, "Thank you, Pia, for such an enjoyable Vlogmas experience. It's been fun to hear of all your Christmas traditions. I have family living in the Copenhagen area that we visit every year or two. I'd love to connect with you sometime when we're there. I come to you from Southwest Michigan in the United States." I would love to meet up somewhere in the Copenhagen area. If you're ever there at Christmas, wow, there is no end to the fun that we could have. But please reach out the next time you're in Copenhagen. If I'm in Denmark, I would love to meet up. And that, of course, goes for everyone who is around or is anywhere close to where I am in the world. I always love to connect with other knitters, so please let me know. But yeah, Asta, if you will send me all your mailing information at my email. It is in the description box below. It is pia@50fabulous.dk. If you send me your contact information, your mailing information, I will make sure to get that project bag out to you as soon as possible. Thank you to everyone who left beautiful comments. I have enjoyed each and every one of them. Sharing your traditions, sharing all your joy for the Christmas season. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the kind words that were there. Reading through the comment sections is one of my favorite things to do. I always have a huge smile on my face when I do that. For life in general, oh, we had a very, very quiet Christmas, a quiet Twixmas, and then on December 31st, we jumped on a plane to come here to Texas. We were up quite early. We were up at 3 a.m., which is not in the morning. That's the middle of the night. But it did mean that we were able to fly into Dallas-Fort Worth at 2 p.m. So we had plenty of time to arrive and say hello to everyone before we could sit ourselves down around the beautiful table and enjoy a wonderful meal that our son and daughter-in-law had prepared for us. Our daughter-in-law had a New Year's tree, which is something that I've never seen before, but I'm here for it. If I am ever going to have New Year's at the same place that I have Christmas, I will definitely have a New Year's tree. That was beautiful. Life over here is very quiet. It is life with little kids, which just means that things are slow. Things are quite chaotic from time to time, but chaotic in the very, very fun way. So yeah, being with kids really opens my eyes to the wonders of everyday life, and I enjoy every second. We do not have a bunch of plans for our stay here. We are going to stay for almost a month, but yeah, the only plan that I have is that I am going to go to the McKinney Knittery and meet up with my Texas knitting friends. I can't wait to see them again. It's been a while. We were going to meet up last time I was here, but yeah, I had to cancel that because my mom died. So, but I am going to meet with them this time, and I can't wait. In the days between Christmas and New Year's back in Denmark, we were really chilling. We did not do a lot. On Christmas Day, I worked on my Christmas Day cast on. I finished one of the mittens. Then on Boxing Day, I worked on Peter's sweater, and I almost finished that. So I was able to, without even making a whole lot of an effort, finish both those projects in good time before we had to leave. One of the days we had a date with one of our grandsons, little Victor. We promised him that he would get a day alone with Grandpa and Grandma. We were going to do a movie night. So when I went to the supermarket to prepare for the movie night, I met a wonderful woman, Khan from Slangerup. Hi, Khan. Thank you so much for saying hello. I was overwhelmed. I was so happy to talk to you. She's a viewer of the podcast, and she was wearing something that has had my brain turning ever since. She was wearing this beautiful cowl that I noticed it right away, and then she pulled it out to show me that she had knitted into the cowl her support for women in Iran. And can I just say, I love how our craft, how our knitwear can actually be an extension of our personality, our beliefs. I love that. And it's possible for us because we decide what we want to make and how we're going to make it. I just really love the idea. So thank you so much, Karen, again. It was so great chatting with you, and I really enjoyed your cowl. It was beautiful. But yeah, kids are going to be back really soon. Their mom took them to the playground just to give me a chance to chat with you guys for a while. Also, my son, Peter, needed to do a little bit of work. So I am going to end things here. So I will have time to edit my video, hopefully get it out right away. I am planning to be back next week with another podcast. I hope to see you again. Until then, stay happy, stay safe, and keep knitting.